What's that playing in the background?
Discover the original.
You know, I have no idea. It's a video.
It's a video playing. Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome to another Friday Night Live. You guys are watching
A Rich and Jazzy Life.
Yes, you're supposed to go
A Rich
and Jazzy Live. I'm so glad that you guys are here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Tonight we have a very, very special guest. So please, as you guys are joining, don't forget to hit that huge thumbs up button. Okay, we have a very special guest that's here to answer all of your questions about UberSoca. Guys, we didn't just go on, we went on in April, but it was our very first time going on the UberSoca cruise, and hands down it was our very, very favorite cruise. So I
hope everybody was able to catch that video. It's a whole hour long. It is the full experience, and it was an experience.
Oh, it was experience. Yeah. It was an experience.
We've never done a cruise on that level.
No.
Of energy, on the being chartered on many levels. And you know, we're no stranger to a cruise, but oh man, when I tell you it was different in a good way, it was amazing. So tonight, that's on the itinerary. We're going to talk all about UberSoca, answer all your questions on there. We have a very, very special guest from UberSoca, and we're going to do a giveaway. If you watched our vlogs and you can answer some simple questions,
right,
you can win a prize for paying attention to the vlog.
Now, guys, make sure that if you have a question, we will start and we'll try our best to get to your questions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So make sure that you guys are asking the questions and we will start. So guys, welcome.
Guys.
Say hello. Say, okay, bye guys. Thank you. So guys, we are ready to bring in our guest for the week. Shout out to Miss Jodi Covington. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Good evening. How are you guys doing?
We're great. How are you?
I'm good. I just love you too. I think you're so cute.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you coming on.
That woman feeling that I just love it. It's great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So Jodi, she is the cruise executive, the queen of it all. She does it all, literally. She does it all. We saw her around. We didn't actually formally introduce ourselves in person, but we did see her. She didn't know who we were, but we were doing a lot of observing because I just found it fascinating because, as you guys know, we do our own, smaller group cruises. We don't do chartered group cruises. We do group cruises on a cruise that's already happening. So for to see like a group cruise like this, that's chartered, it's a whole nother level. And it was just amazing just to sit back and watch how they operate. So tonight we're going to be learning about how she does it and what it's all about. So today,
how do you do it?
Yes. How do you do it? Because it's really commendable and it's a real inspiration. So first, Jodi, tell us about yourself and how did you get into this role?
Sure. So my name's Jodi. I own my own PR and marketing firm. I've been in my own business, my entrepreneur for about 11 years this year. Back in 2015, I was approached by Nathaniel Turner, who is the CEO and founder of UberSoca Cruise, and what is now our colleague Daniel Reese, who really heads up talent management and stuff like that. And they called and said, hey, we need some social media advice. We have this project. Is there anything I knew? And I was like, okay, well, I charge by the hour. So you pay the hourly fee, come talk to me. And they did. They paid for the first hour and they asked all these questions about social media and just digital advertising and stuff like that. But they never said what the project was or whatever. So once that was done, Nathaniel says, can you just do a proposal to do our social media management for us? And I was like, okay, well, I can do a general proposal, but you haven't really shared much detail about the project, so I don't really know exactly. Did the proposal, sent it over, he signed it like the same day, and he paid the deposit like the same day. And I think like a day later, they scheduled like the formal like meeting about what it was. And it's just such a funny story because when they came in,
I said they really meant business.
No, he meant business, and that is like, and that is, as I got to know him over the years, that's legitimately how he is. He knows what he wants, and he gets it done. And I think it was like really the timing was just perfect, you know. And he ended up coming to the office and he started telling me all about this idea. He's had this idea since, you know, he was younger, and he went on a cruise with his family, but realized there wasn't a lot of us on the cruise. And he was just like, you know, he found it to be boring, and he also has a love and passion for carnivals. So he thought it would be cool to marry the two. And so he started looking at it. So he's telling me this story, and he's just like, yeah, so, you know, we want to do a soca themed cruise, and we want to have all these artists and these DJs. And initially I thought, because we're from Bermuda, so I thought that he was like a boat ride around the sound, you know what I'm saying? And we're like, oh yeah, we got that, that's easy. And he was like, no, I've chartered a cruise ship, like a vessel. And I was like the Norwegian vessel. I was like, I still couldn't believe it, because one, I don't never hear a Black person saying that they basically rented an entire cruise ship. Like,
right, a whole cruise ship.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So I was like, and then I'm like, oh my God, am I being punked because I don't have time for, like, do you have the money for this? You know, it was like a very, like, I feel like this is punked. So I was kind of tapping in and out. I'm like, okay,
this is in the millions now.
Yeah, this contract is not gonna last too long, you know. And funny enough, so I said to him, I said, well, guys, like, this is a large undertaking. We have a year to pull this off. You know, who is the team? I mean, I'm excited. I like to take on challenging projects. So, you know, who's the team? And it was him and Daniel sitting facing me, and Nat did this. He looked at me, he looked at Daniel, he looked at me, he looked at Daniel and said, "You've met the team." And I was like, the three of us? He's like, this is the core team, and we'll just build out as we go along. And I said, well, what's been done? He says, I have the ship. I'm like, okay, anything else? And I have a name and I have a logo, and I'm working on a website, but we need help with that too. And I was like, okay, you know, so that's literally how, like, that's my UberSoca cruise story. And from there, we worked so hard. Year one, I mean, 18 hours a day. There was not enough hours in the day to really get done what we needed to get done. And we were new and we were unknown, right? We're not from Trinidad. We're not, you know, we wasn't major in the scene. So that played a part. But, you know, we knew we had to leverage relationships that we built over the years. We had to leverage great brands that already have loyal followings. And we did that. And we worked with the artists, and the artists took a chance on us. You know, we pay well, we pay on time. So that was helpful. And very helpful. And it worked. You know, everybody came together, and this is a massive undertaking. I just don't think people understand, you know, to coordinate over 80 soca artists and DJs, to get them from many different places around the world to one location. That's a task on its own, because it's not just them, it's their managers and their wives and their makeup artists and whatever, you know, whoever is in their travel party, and bands and equipment, and, you know, getting them from where they're from to Miami, from the airport to the hotel. We're literally transporting about between 150 and 200 people that one day before sailing, getting everyone to the hotel room, you know, then getting them to the pre-party, and then getting them back to the hotel room, and then getting them to the ship, getting them on the ship, getting them in the room. That has it's a logistical nightmare, but we've managed to do it, and we're excited about it. It's an exciting experience, and it is something that I've learned so much about, like, teamwork and really incorporating good people, and managing expectations, being a boss without being a bitch. I don't know if I can curse in this channel, you know. So
you can do your
yes,
thing.
you can, absolutely.
Being a boss versus being a bitch, you know, you need to get things done, and you don't want to be nasty, but just go do it.
No, you have to be very assertive, and it's all about being a leader. You're not trying to be nasty, but at the same time, you got to get the job done.
Absolutely.
I know.
It's definitely been a journey, but it's been an amazing journey for myself and Daniel and Nathaniel. We are truly blown away and humbled by the ripple effect of UberSoca. Through UberSoca Cruise, we've been able to dive into many additional areas in terms of just the community and expanding the music and really, giving small island music an opportunity to be on the main stage and giving new artists and DJs opportunities to come on board.
Yeah.
Great example of that is like Adam O. He came on one year, virtually unknown, and look, his career is like, doing its thing, and we're super proud of him, and we love supporting our artists and DJs and our passengers. We call them the USC family. Once you book once, you're a member of the family, and we truly love the family that we've created. And USC becomes a major reunion every year. People are just excited, and it's unique because this is the one cruise that everybody knows each other. I mean, everybody knows each other. It's a huge reunion. All the industry stakeholders are there. Anyone that has anything to do with Carnival or Caribbean life is there, and it's just a really good experience that we put all our sweat, tears, blood, energy, all those words go into this project.
Yeah. So I'm not knowledgeable. How many UberSoca cruises have there been?
So we launched our inaugural sailing was in 2016. We did one sailing. Ooh, that was a hard year. But we managed to stay afloat, no pun intended. And then we went into 2017, we sold out one ship. 2018, we introduced 2 back-to-back sailings. Everyone thought it was a horrible idea. We managed to sell out the first ship and do about 80% of the second ship. So we were like, we have something here. 2019, we do 2 back-to-back sailings. We
That's
sold
great.
out, sold out in 3 or 4 days, both ships.
Oh.
Yes, 2019 we sold out in 10 days, excuse me. It was an amazing execution. 2019 was such a great experience. 2020 we sold out both ships, bigger ships, and we have and in 3 days, unfortunately COVID hit, but that was a massive year for us to sell out that quickly. So we are now on our 7th sailing.
Oh wow.
So our November sailing will be our 8th and 9th, and our 2024 sailings would be the first one will be our 10th sailing. So
Oh wow. That's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank
we
you.
love a businesswoman. I love to hear it. Yes.
Yeah, we have to give you your flowers because, like I told you, from our perspective as number one, I'm being Caribbean, so I'm already high standards for the soca music. And cruising, you just don't get enough soca ever, except for UberSoca.
Right.
As frequent cruisers, like we took 11 cruises last year, we know cruising in and out on all cruise lines. And then starting to do our own group cruises. Now we're starting to look at logistics, so we came on there and we were just blown away.
Wow.
From the time we got on board, the coordination to the end.
Yeah.
Everything. It was so well coordinated. We would sit every night and just keep talking about how well things were done, how team members were everywhere handling it was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. It is definitely a massive undertaking, but we appreciate you saying that because that kind of makes it a lot easier to know that people notice and they're having a great time. Some of the things that we love about UberSoca Cruise is, even if some people don't realize this, but we actually bring a chef team on from Trinidad that teaches.
That was one of my questions. Okay.
They teach the ship staff how to cook for the Caribbean palate. And they normally sail about 2 weeks before we sail. So they can teach the hundreds of staff in the catering department or chef's kitchen, whatever. And they teach them before we get on, and we come on. We first go on and we do tasters for everything. We make sure that they have the doubles right, they have the salted aki right. We make sure everything's right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we literally we have ordered over 400 items in terms of a menu. Like our menu is like GERT, it's super huge because we want that's a part. Like we want people to come in and feel like they are in some Caribbean island on this ship. From the food, from the music, from the people, from the flags, from the culture, from the experiences. So everything that we design and develop on the ship really incorporates the elements of our world, even the names of the cabins, some of the names of the outlets, the promenade, we call the avenue, Trinidad Avenue. So it's like we we really try
Theming is
very
on
hard to.
point.
Theme is a point. And I was amazed how far in advance do you guys start decorating the ship with the posters? Do you do that the morning before everybody gets on?
How
Because
fast does that happen?
there's
Like the
regular
turnaround?
passengers that just got off.
So it's an excellent question. I'm just getting goosebumps because I never get asked that, and I've always wanted to talk about like the logistical things that go on. You know, but you're right. There's a whole cruise charter that went out before us. They come in, they have to get them all of the ship and hit 0 count before we even get on the ship. So we have an early team, our branding team and our production team. They'll go on about 6 o'clock in the morning. And they will start to build that stage and get that sound and lights and do their thing. And then our branding team will go on and they'll start to brand that ship. And they have to turn over that entire ship in between 6 or 7 once they get settled, you know, because you got to still get scanned. You still go, everything has to go through security checks. And, you know, so they'll have that up and ready by 11 o'clock.
I figured that. I said, I have till 11 o'clock to get this together.
And every day we walk around, we'll be like, can you imagine being the one that has to take all this down?
Do they take it down or does the staff take it down? Are you guys responsible?
We take it down. The production crew comes back on board. They do with that, but all the branding we take down. Well, we take all of the things that are hanging, the things that are stuck on, like the wall wraps and stuff. The crew will take that down. The ship will take that down for us. But yeah, no, it's definitely, the turnover to me is incredible. Being a part of that and helping to navigate that, I mean, it's just incredible to see. And sometimes I'm so like, and it's like, also we want people to understand that we're working at a disadvantage, not even just from that perspective, like our team, you know, like our team, it's the first time that they're seeing the ship when they get on that same day. It's not a venue we can go visit several times in advance and deck out the night before. So the team, you know, our customer service team and our promo guys and everything else, they're all coming on and seeing this venue. You know, they're home for the next 5 to 10 days for the first time, and they're also navigating that space while we're building, while we're branding, and you know, social media things are going on while our terminal activation is going on. People are starting to show up, and we have a massive terminal activation. I would love for you guys to experience the one in Miami because that's home base for us, and we have a lot more leeway. And the terminal is bigger. Puerto Rico has a very odd terminal, so I'm very excited to get back to Miami so we can get back to what we love and how we want to activate that terminal. But it's typically all going on at the same time, and then we're doing bag distribution. Thousands of bags are getting distributed to passengers before they get on that ship, and so there's a lot happening. It's a lot, you know, it's a lot, but we love it.
I love that. How many people does it take to run this whole production?
Like, what size of team does that look like?
So our core, so the 3 that I mentioned, myself, Nathaniel, and Daniel, we're the core at the top that navigate everything. So it trickles down. We have about in between 46 and 55 volunteer staff and some higher level staff. But then you have probably about 20 or 30 production, and then we have our security teams. There's 10 to 15 people there. We have our chef team. That's about 8 people there. And so it's, you know, the numbers go up. But then it's also the ship staff that we manage the ship staff through their chain of command as well. So whatever we need, we're directing them as well. So it's a lot of people to manage.
That is,
you know, that's overlooked. The fact that you have to actually be in charge of the ship staff too,
right? Because they need to know what to do, what to expect.
Yes. We definitely prep them. We try to prep them as much in advance. We send them the schedules. We send them everything we expect to happen. But you know, once we're on their ship, I mean, we don't supersede the captain of the ship, of course. But you know, we are basically telling them what their movements are. We're meeting with them every day, going through what needs to happen and from their perspective and what our perspective is. You know, it still is a chartered cruise, so they're still responsible for cleaning the bathrooms and making sure the rooms are changed over and all this other, if there's some special stuff going on. It's so great, you know, like particularly working with Royal Caribbean, they really enjoy our charter. So everyone is so like open to helping, and many of the workers are from the Caribbean. So the funniest year I can't remember which year it was, but we were on one of the ships, and one of the workers, they didn't realize until we got there what charter it was. And so day one, he was like, oh my God, like, I'm from Grenada. This is amazing. I love this. And he was so, and then like day two, I would see him walking around with his flag out of his pocket, girl. He was I was like, okay, Mr. Grenada, you in there? I'm so happy all my people are on board. And it's so much fun.
I noticed, speaking of getting the team on board, when we went to the comedy show, and then you guys had like Allison Hines like being the queen, and then you had that whole Bridgerton. You guys had the theater, because I'm a theater person. I went to school for theater. I noticed how the dancers and the singers on the ship transformed into doing what your theme of, because that's not typically a show that they have on the ship.
No, it's not.
So who taught them that? How did you guys do all of that?
So funny story about that is, we were thinking about the theater turn up is like the most stressful thing, because it's a lot of cues and you want it to go right, and this person has to come out, you would know you're in theater. And so we were talking with the cruise director, and we were like, okay, this is our theme, and we really need something else to really make it pop. And they were like, oh my God, we have our own set that we do. We can incorporate it with what you guys do, and it's beautiful, and we have all the gowns and stuff already. And they'll show us videos, and I'm like, this is perfect, so it just worked out where they had all of the themes, they were in theme.
Okay, so it was already.
Yeah, like they already had that incorporated, and they just kind of chopped it up and made it fresh for us.
Oh, I love that. Love that. So, some other questions that we have for you, like someone asked from the chat, how do you guys, the ports, I already know the answer for this, but are the ports always the same? How do you guys choose what ship and what port you want to go to? Do you choose a ship and say, hey, this is you?
You choose ship first? Do you choose
the
port first? Right. Like, how do you make that decision?
Yeah, so we do ship first, and then we do port. Now, if we can't necessarily get the ports we want, we can revisit the ship, but the ship is pretty much locked. Like the ship for 2024 is pretty much locked now, and it's just about deciding the ports. So ship first, then ports.
So you guys can pick the ports?
Yeah, we can choose within reason. It has to, there's right. Some standard things we have to stay, distance, fuel, right. how far do we want to go, and how quickly we can get back under 5 days. So, there's some things, and it is limited. And unlike other charters that go to the same destination every year, you have Jamrock that always goes to Jamaica, you have Love and Harmony that go to somewhere else, and these are different cruises. We go to different destinations every year. It's always exciting. It's always something fresh and new. And we try to keep the events fresh and new and exciting as well. We got a lot of really new, exciting things coming up in November. I'm super excited about. But yeah, so that's how we do. We knock out the ship, and then we knock out the ports, and we criticize the ports. We go visit the ports. We say what we love about them, what we hate about them. We're very particular, so we go back to the cruise line, and we were like, okay, well, this port's great, but this is not going to work, or that's not going to work. Like, we're very, very particular about that. And typically the cruise line has been more than happy to accommodate our requests. And so it's been working really well.
That's amazing. I never knew that you guys get to select.
I thought you were stuck with the itinerary. Right. You chose based on the itinerary.
Yeah. No, we're not stuck with the itinerary at all. I mean, when we do this, we take on the ship. It is our ship. We, in our agreement, we can literally paint the entire ship if we want to. It is our ship, and they are here to service our clientele. And so that's just beautiful. So they do give us some leeway when it comes to destinations.
And that's what the big bucks do, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking
I love that. So what would you say is the hardest part of chartering a cruise for like UberSoca?
I think the hardest part, it's a great question. I think the hardest part is like you don't know what you don't know. You can plan all day long. Risk management is very important. Safety and security is very important. Communication is very important. Having, again, we're picking volunteers. We're meeting some of these people for the first or second time. We may have had several meetings in advance, but it's just like bringing it all together is it's a lot. It's a lot. But I would definitely say the hardest part is just you never like you want it to go so well, and it's hard to foresee everything. And I think the hardest part is trying to, I mean, I know you cannot please everybody, but that's probably the hardest part, is like, I want to please everybody, but I know we're not gonna like just please everyone. So that's kind of the hardest part. Is like, okay. And then also the planning, the like of the events, like our schedule is so complicated because we have so many artists and DJs to factor in. Obviously they're contracted to do certain sets and certain times. You know, this one may have a song with that one. This one, you know, may have a recent song that just came out. So maybe we have them on this concert event, but you know what? We need to put them on here because they now have, so it's like so many moving pieces, and it's 50 something events. So that is our Covenant schedule, is a very, very complicated process, but it once it's done, it's like our Bible. It's like we give to you the schedule and we're like so happy to release it. It's like take it
or leave it at this point, because I'm kind of looking at it.
You know, because that is thing. And then, you know, you want to get the best artist or DJ for the event. You know, if it's a certain theater turn up, it's a lot of acting and just fun and people that can really get out there and, you know, be themselves and not scared. And so, you know, you make sure you get the good voices for that. Who do we want for the welcome? You know, who do we want for this? You know, because when people are walking on that ship, what's the first voice we want them to hear? You know, all of those things we think through. So the schedule literally takes months to get right.
So speaking of artists, we got a question for you. And it's not to insult any other artists, but who would be your favorite soca artist?
Oh,
not personality, maybe music. Let's stick with music.
My favorite, oh gosh, so the thing is, I have really great relationships with so many of them. I just would
that's what I said. Don't think about how you like them.
Yeah, but you never met them in person.
If you never met them.
So I really enjoy Patrice Roberts, obviously, and her music. Yes, I love her music. I love what she stands for. She represents, you know, the woman that has fought hard and has earned everything that she's gotten. And so I resonate with her music and her persona. So I would definitely say that she's definitely, if I'm going to listen to, like, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to put on, you know, she's definitely going to be top for me.
Top of your list.
She's in every playlist you make.
Yeah, she's in every playlist I make for sure. Yeah. You know, it's quite a number of them. Obviously, Cass, you know, Tedison.
Yeah, I was so mad he wasn't on our sailing. I love Cass.
Oh yeah, Cass. You know, like, he's such a great Cass in the band. They've been with us since the beginning. Unfortunately, didn't work out in April, but you know, hopefully we get them back. And you know, it is what it is. You know.
Right. How is it working with so many artists? Like, are there divas? Is this like, okay, their request, like, I need my room with green M&Ms only? Like, how is it like working with them?
Oh my gosh. So working with them it's actually not bad for me. I mean, okay. I think that there is a really good level of respect between myself, Nathaniel, Daniel, and the artist. You know, so I mean, everyone has their diva ways. I probably have my own diva ways, you know. But I think the great thing about UberSoca Cruise and what we built with the artists is, like, they understand the mission. They understand the goal. The goal that, you know, they understand the objectives, and they're keyed into it. And they're a part of the family. So they also understand how big this is, and it's not about them as individuals. And so they've been very accommodating to what we need them to do. If I need Adamo, I need you to come on stage and say something real quick, he's gonna go do it, no questions asked. So working with them has been pretty good, you know. And I don't have any like negative experiences, you know, like
there's like a lot of professionalism
and humbleness,
and a lot of willing to do what it takes to get the job.
It is a lot of willing to do what it takes, and even when things don't go perfect, we know we can rely on our artists and our DJs to get on that stage and make it look like it's a flawless execution. And that is something that is a testament to their professionalism and their experience in the years that they're doing it. We know that, you know, whether we have to fix something behind scenes, we can send Barry out there and he's going to make sure that don't nobody know what's going on, which is which is just production in itself, you know. But so we have a wonderful roster of artists and DJs and the like, you know. And I mean, and it's important because they're interfacing with our clientele throughout the entire sailing. So it's not like they're like hiding in the room and only come out.
Oh, it was so different to just be walking around and be like, oh, that's
right. They're interacting with the guests. They're getting on the elevator with the guests. They're partying with the guests. Like it's really nice to see that.
Yeah.
We do have a few questions from the people in the chat. First question is from Leanne Travel. She wants to know, do you have ground crew that fly into your destinations for land events, or do you work with various groups in each country to set up the land events?
So a great question. So in April, we went to St. Martin, St. Lucia, and St. Thomas, and we did a pre-party event in Puerto Rico. So we did 4 destination events in 4 days. It was insane. So it's a great question. So the great part of that is that we do have logistical teams in each of those destinations. We worked very well with the tourism departments and some of the entertainment companies and production companies that are there. We flew out in advance to go scope everything out and map it out. But we have people on the ground. Do we fly complete crews there? We haven't done that. We pretty much, we want to make sure it's also economically impactful for the country as well. So we actually make sure that we are hiring from the country to execute what we want them to execute as well. So we will, you know, I may send, you know, our production guy in advance to scope it out. But for the most part, these countries have great teams. They put on big shows, and we pretty much relied a lot heavily on them on the ground so we can focus on our sailing.
Great. Thank you. I love that. Next question is from Alan Shea. How do you decide on the nightly themes? The scrubs were unique, and I love seeing all the Bridgerton outfits. And how do you determine which cruise line? Somebody else also. She talked about that. So how do you decide the nightly themes?
The nightly themes is what we call like our like internal boxing ring. Like we list a bunch of themes. We've asked passengers. So we have a list of different things that passengers have submitted over the years. We go through them, we research them, we try to kind of visualize what they will look like, and we kind of make a decision, and then we go back and change the decision. So it's a well like thought out process. We don't always get it right. Like some people are like, you didn't do this or you should have done that. Obviously we can't please everybody, but we try our best to think of fun themes that it's not just about the theme, it's also about the decor, you know. So we want to make sure that we can get the decor on a ship that can match the theme. And so we kind of go through all of these different variations and eventually get to, you know, a day theme and a night theme, a pre-party theme. You know, we know that we got to keep the all whites, because when we don't put an all white in there, everyone gets upset about that. So we have an all white, you know, theme. And that is it's a great question. Like, but picking the themes is like, it's very challenging for us, because again, we want to get it right. We want people to have fun and enjoy the themes. We want people to participate in the themes. It is optional though. So it's so funny. People get upset when they don't see the theme that they want. I'm like, you know, it's optional.
Right. You don't have right. Yeah, we were in the chats.
We saw a little bit of that, and it was our first time. So we were a little bit discouraged. Like, should we sing stuff? And then when we got there and we saw everyone all into it, we like,
next time we're going out even like more.
We don't play with themes.
Right. We love it.
We do not play with themes.
Yeah. Next time we come, we're definitely going to, whatever the theme is, we're going all out. Like,
even if you don't like the theme, participate in the theme, because you're gonna be the only one out there without that theme outfit on, you know. And the scrubs was very appropriate for the April sailing, just because, you know, we did a first responders program, and we kind of wanted to honor and pay homage, you know, to that. So in our mind, that was our thought process behind it. And you know, and everyone looks so cute. I mean, you don't have to be in scrubs. People came like nurses and doctors, and firefighters, sexy firefighters, and you know, police officers. So it ended up being really, really fun.
Okay. So you guys, I know Jodi, everybody has so many questions, but she's a very busy woman, and she has.
I gotta get to it.
So we have one last question from the audience. This is from John Jang. He wants to know, how do people get to volunteer for these cruises and what are their responsibilities?
Great question. We just finished our volunteer process. So we put out, an application process. We take our volunteer team very, very, very serious. Obviously, we're going to be working with these people and living with them for 10 days. And so they go through a group interview process. We interview a bunch. We had over 200 or 300 people, sign up to volunteer. And we have a team that breaks those numbers down for us, see who can do both ships. That's important for us, so we don't have to retrain someone that can only do one ship. And we select the best of the bunch, if I may. And responsibilities really include artist liaison, sponsorship liaison, activation team, and they're going to be responsible for making sure every single event is activated. So they're the ones that's going to go ahead, set up, break down, make sure different decor is set up. We have our on the ground events team, and they're going to be focused on those on the ground events. People that focus on sponsorship, activations and deliverables. So there's quite a few teams. We have our turn up team, where these are the girls that are going to put on the bailing suits and just be the life of the party. So we have several different teams that have really great responsibilities, but we all kind of work together to make it one seamless experience for the passengers.
I love that. You guys are one working, and that's what it's all about, working together to get
the
this.
Teamwork is incredible.
It has to be a team that's working together to make this a cohesive project. And so this is just amazing. You guys are doing the thing. I love it.
And the last thing we're going to ask before we let you go is, how do people book UberSoca? How do they get on UberSoca?
Right.
What's the future of UberSoca looking like, so they know what to look forward to?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that. So you guys are welcome to visit our website, www.ubersocacruise.com. All of our bookings come through our website. We also have our social media platforms where you can stay up to date with all the latest and greatest UberSoca news. The gospel of USC is what I call it. And, pretty much following our social medias, going online, you can book, the prices are there, the cabins are there. It is all inclusive. So it includes your food, it includes your drinks. And it includes all of the events, the pre-party and over 54 events. It includes the land events. Only thing it doesn't include is your flights, your hotel, if you choose to get one. But yeah, no, it's an all-inclusive experience. So, you can get it by just going to the website and booking, and we'll see you in November.
Yes. And you guys have not announced next year yet, right?
No, we haven't announced next year yet. We're working on solidifying those details, and we'll have those available soon. And we definitely want to do something special for you guys, organization Melanated Cruisers. Like, I want to make sure that you guys and your people have something special. So we'll talk offline about what that is. We'll put together a code. So if they want to book for November, they can do that. Or if they want to, utilize something for next year, they can do that as well. Obviously, we'd love to see you guys in November for sure. But so we can talk offline, reach Azzy, and we can see what we can do special for your group, Melanin at Sea.
Yes, come on, Melanin at Sea. See, we making things happen for y'all.
I know.
Guys, everyone, I know she can't hear you, but everyone at home, as you're sitting on your couch, sitting on the toilet, sitting on your bed, please, thanks, Jodi, for joining us tonight. She is very busy, and we are so appreciative that you took the time out of your Friday night to sit here and talk to our audience about UberSoca, because we had a fantastic time. We're so sad we can't come in November, but we're definitely there next year. We are definitely there next year.
Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to share and tell our story. And, on behalf of myself, the owner, Nathaniel Turner, and our colleague, Daniel Reese, thank you guys for supporting us. It's so appreciated to support us. We would not be here had it not been for individuals like yourself that chose to just give us a chance and allow us the space to take up some space in your life for 5 days. So I just appreciate, we're so humbled by everyone that just gives us a chance, everyone that just simply shares the information, everyone that simply likes our social media pages. We were recently featured in Black Enterprise and some other platforms, and it's very humbling to know that people really enjoy themselves. So I just want to thank you guys and everyone out there that just shares, likes, subscribes, travels, comes, books,
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jodi. I'm gonna let you get back to your Friday nights, and you take care. Be safe. Have a safe holiday weekend.
Thank you.
And we shall chat offline.
Thank you so much, you guys. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Oh, that was so nice. That is really inspiring.
She is doing her thing.
Doing her thing.
If you guys could see some of the stuff that didn't make the vlog, like what's offline about the logistics that we would just be, well, we would truthfully we would be eating. And
I really have to grab a drink really quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we would just be, we would be sitting there eating some food. We would just be sitting there watching, and we would be blown away from the minute we got on the ship. In the terminal, they had all this stuff already set up. Then you get on board, they're giving you drinks. Then we walked onto the Lido deck, and they had all these guys, a whole crew, putting together a stage. Now, the Norwegian Epic, yeah, I'll take something. The Norwegian Epic has a stage. It has a stage, but that stage is not built for soca artists, because the crowd that was gonna come, they wouldn't be ready. So we walked on there, and they're building out their own stage, the sound system, everything else, the logistics that goes into that. It was so impressive. And we had friends on a royal ship that was behind us. They were pulling out. He sent me a video when they turned on that sound system on the Norwegian Epic. When UberSoca turned on the music, it was rocking the ships next to us. It's like nothing I've seen before. That amount of bass on the Lido deck, I've never experienced that on any cruise ship ever. It was another level.
You have it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Come back around.
Okay, she's come back around with the drinks. So, yes. So let me jump to a couple of these questions here that we may be able to answer here for you guys that did come up. One of them is, would you ever do a Melanin at Sea group cruise, group for UberSoca? Now, Melanin at Sea, UberSoca is chartered, so it's its own entity. So would we join them? We may join them with some members at Melanin at Sea, all of that. We definitely are joining back UberSoca at some point, for sure. I don't know, as for Melanin at Sea doing a group on there. We got to see how that goes. Then we've got Janine. Oh, I thought that was Rain coming there. I'm like, where are you? Do you get loyalty points for the cruise line when you are on charter? You do. So like with Norwegian, it's just considered a Norwegian sailing in terms of our points at our days at sea.
I thought we didn't.
No, that was the Prima.
That was the Prima.
Yeah.
Oh, so the points are there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm sorry, guys. We had got like we basically
went on a Norwegian Prima as travel agents.
Right.
So that
they didn't give us anything
sailing,
for that.
Right. They did not.
So I was getting those two confused.
Right.
Yeah, we did do Norwegian twice this year. No, we did Prima now.
The year before.
Year before.
Yeah. You have to watch the Caribbean Music Awards that would just happen. So if you guys watch that, you'll see Jodi was actually in that.
Right. She was in that, and she was actually on stage. She gave away award. I'm not sure which, because I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Did you see her
outfit? Gorgeous.
She was killing.
Gorgeous dress. Love the gown. Beautiful gowns.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if
something
you guys
to check out. That is on YouTube.
You guys check that out on YouTube. Is UberSoca only a specific cruise line? As she answered,
right?
So no, it's not. Is UberSoca cruise all inclusive? If not, do you guys pay the traditional cruise rates for things like drink, packaging, gratuities?
So she answered that pretty much. It is all inclusive. Like she said, the only thing you're going to pay for is flights. You don't have to pay for. When you look at that price for UberSoca, just keep in mind that you don't have to pay extra for the artists. You don't have to pay extra for Caribbean food, all of that. What you didn't see in the vlog is before we got off the ship one day, we sitting there eating oxtails in the buffet. Sitting there eating oxtails, then
saltfish and all of the Caribbean food is in the buffet. So I know you guys when you seen the vlog, we were at the main dining. We went to the main dining room for the first night because, as you guys know, we're cruisers and that's what we do. But we didn't know to go. We did go up to the buffet after that dinner, and we did eat. Like every night, they had fried like spicy fried chicken and corn soup, and we were there.
So
eating.
another moment you did not see, which was extremely enjoyable. Me and Jasmine, one night we just over here minding our business like we usually are, and it was about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they had some going on upstairs. I don't know why we went to the buffet. We said, let's walk. I see people coming from the buffet. Let's go in there. We walk over to the buffet, corn soup, deep fried chicken wings, like a mountain of chicken wings. I sat there and ate about 4 bowls of corn soup, and we just watching people party. We just
a lot
observing.
of times we just sitting there observing, partying, drinking.
And we get loving the vibes, loving the music.
So now keep in mind, it is going to be a little bit more expensive than your normal traditional cruising because you're paying for concerts and experience. So not for nothing, all charter cruises are more expensive than your typical regular cruise.
You heard some of the logistics that she said they have to do. Flying in 80 plus people, artists alone. That's not even the whole crew. And doing all these things, that costs money.
So
was the theme of night number 1.
The theme was Scrubs. Scrub night.
So it was hero night. So some people were dressed like officers and first responders all that.
Sorry.
Right. So
hero night. So yes, you didn't have to wear scrubs like our guest Jodi said. Some people dressed up as a firefighter. Some people dressed up as a police officer. So you had to think outside the box because a first responder is not just a nurse.
Right.
Or a doctor.
Question number 2 is, what was the TV series that was inspired the theme of night 2?
Bridgerton.
Which we said we never watched the show on the vlog, but we still tried to pull it together. And of course, we showed you everyone's outfits. A lot of people went all out and they looked really nice. I almost wish I could have showed you more. I tried to record a few people, but people looked really nice with the themes.
They looked really. I was almost like, how did you guys put this in your suitcase?
Yeah.
I love the couple.
Oh, right, because you had to go to Puerto Rico.
The couple, the woman and the guy that wore the lavender.
Oh, yeah.
Did you feature them in the vlog?
Yeah.
They looked so nice. You guys know I love a couple that matches.
They killed it.
They killed that.
Question number 3, which was the one that a lot of people probably did not know. And who's the subscriber we met in St. Martin? And a lot of people got it right. And that was?
Anton.
And we accepted any variation that you may have spelled.
Yes. Spelling doesn't count.
Right. Question number 4 is, what island did we play mass? What island did we wear the red outfits? And that was?
St. Lucia.
Some people did get that one wrong.
Oh, what did they say? Give an example.
Someone said St. Martin, which is where Raft Up was.
Oh, okay.
Question number 5 is, what did the DJ request to be put in that pool?
Everyone got that right. They told him, put the girl in the pool. Put the girl in the pool.
A girl, a person.
Yes.
A human being. We accepted all those answers.
Yes. Okay. And then the member question was, who is the performer that was crowd surfing in St. Thomas? And that is
Mr. Killer.
Mr. Killer. Yes.
So for the members, when we get off here, like as soon as this live is over, I could even release it now. There'll be a members only video available, and I'm going to work on releasing it as we talk. There'll be a members only video of the entire Mr. Killer performance in St. Thomas. So everyone saw the version of it. So I'm just going to put put the whole thing. It's not a whole lot more. I think I posted most of it on the blog, but just in case people wanted to catch it, because I had tons of DMs about Mr. Killer's performance. So I made a separate thing with just Mr. Killer's performance on there. And I kind of went to explaining what you may not understand. Let's just say I explained what was going on in the video. So look out for that, members only.
Yes.
And outside of that,
so everyone's telling Janicia congratulations. Congratulations to our winners tonight, which is Margaret, Logan, and Janisa. Shout out to you guys for participating and for winning. And you too can win the next time we do a cruise series giveaway by watching our vlogs, paying attention in detail, because we always ask questions and we always do a giveaway at the end of each cruise series. Something fun and keeps you guys engaged. And I think I like to give. So, yeah.
Okay, so that members only video is released, so you guys can check that
Shalisa
out.
says she's getting the baby a shirt. Yes.
Okay.
Leanne says, Leslie Ann says, when I win the Virgin Cruise, I'm going to extend my Trinity Carnival ticket and fly to Puerto Rico instead of New York City. We love it. You better manifest it.
Right.
Because she's in it to win it. What else? Speak Life, Jasmine. I'm winning. Bridgerton. Yes, those absolutely amazing. All right, guys. I can't believe I took notes. Wait. This one is I gotta leave on this one. I can't believe I took notes and got all the answers wrong.
That does happen. But we really appreciate you for watching the vlogs, paying attention, and that. Oh, and last but not least, we're just going to spend 30 seconds talking about this. We forgot to mention.
It's supposed to be a 90K celebration. How do we forget?
So we'll actually probably celebrate that more next week.
Yeah.
Right now, because we wanted to focus this on
UberSoca. Yeah, we'll talk more about our 90K celebration next week. But thank you guys. Without you being here, without you engaging, without you guys, just showing up for our vlogs and sharing our vlogs and telling your friends and family about it, then we wouldn't have 90K. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Anything you want to leave out on the last final notes, Richard?
No, that's about it. We'll chat with you guys next week.
Yes, we'll chat with you guys next week. It was great to talk to you guys. If you just tuning in.
If you have any more questions about UberSoca, please drop them in the comments. And we will try our best to get you the answers to that question.
Yes. And shout out to people that are watching the replay. We appreciate you watching this whole 2 hours and 14 minutes, 15 minutes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone, please have a wonderful, safe holiday Labor Day weekend. And we shall talk again very, very soon. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Continue to live.
Rich
And Jazzy. Love. Bye, guys.